Hello everyone, today I'm here with another video about Disneyland Paris. I thought it was time for an updated kind of best and worst restaurants at Disneyland Paris. Well, I did it in one video before and kind of shared my overall experiences over the years. Now I'm going more often and I've experienced some again and some I've also, how do I have to say, experienced for the first time, so I've experienced more. I thought it was fun to do an updated one. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to talk about every single one there is, because you can find that on my blog post, kind of. Every single restaurant I visited, I've written a little text about it and then I scored it, and every single time I go back I score it again, and if I need to I update my text as well. So I'll put that link down below or up in the video. I'll see what I can do for you, but that's something if you really want to know about every single restaurant I've visited or every single restaurant that's there. But for now I'm just going to share the best and the worst with you. So what I'm going to do is I make two separate videos. I'm gonna share the best now, like my favorite ones kind of, and then I'm gonna share my worst or my least favorite ones in another video. It's not really in a particular order. I'm gonna start off with what's an American restaurant. This is probably the most expensive one on my list and most premium. I think it's worth it. It's worth it to do it with kids, as a couple, or as, you know, grown-ups. Doesn't really matter who you want to do it. I think it's always a perfect fit. Well, you're gonna pay some money, but only interior wise. If you're a Disney fan or Disneyland Paris fan, it's just so worth it. Like, the interior is amazing. All the different rooms, they're all different themed to the different lands, and I've just the details and the view you get over Main Street if you get a table by the windows, and maybe you're lucky to watch the parade. Just the whole atmosphere of the restaurant is amazing. And then we have the food. It's probably some of the best food you can find in Disneyland Paris. I'm quite a fussy eater, and when I say quite, I am a fussy eater, but I can find something to eat here. Like, I had a starter, I had a main, and I had a dessert. No, I didn't eat everything of my starter, but I ate some bits of it. So for me, that's already a huge thing, because a lot of the time starters in Disneyland Paris are just a pass for me because I don't like them. So this is already something huge for me, and just the presentation of the food there is amazing. The food is not standard, because you can get like kind of a hamburger there as a main, which I got, but it's amazing. It's not just a normal hamburger, if you know what I mean. It's just so good and different. The taste is good, the presentation is good, the restaurant itself, the teaming is good, so it kind of has it all. Sometimes the restaurant has the one thing but on the other, if you know what I mean. So let's move on to Inventions. This is the buffet restaurant in the Disney Hotel itself. This is maybe not something for you if you don't like character interactions. I just love Inventions simply because everyone will find something, and as I'm a fussy eater, that's amazing. So it just has so much. It's a buffet that has very standard food, let's say, but also more up there food. Like, you will have different fish meals. If you are allergic to anything, just tell them and they will do their absolute best to give you something that you can have without the sauce or whatever, where the ingredient that you can't have is in it. I mean, the service is amazing most of the times. I've actually only had good cast members there, like the staff working there. The interactions with the characters have always been great for me as well. And as I said, it's just a buffet, so everyone can eat what they want, and you can stay as long as you want. If you make a reservation, you can just stay as long as you want, so you can enjoy the food for as long as you want. You can enjoy the characters for as long as you want. If it's not busy, you get lucky and you get to meet or get more interactions than just one, which happens to me quite often. So I can imagine if it's with kids, it will happen even more likely. And yeah, you get like 6 characters, I think, most of the time, which is quite a lot, like more than most places. So I really recommend it. And yeah, I can't say anything negative about it, because I've not had one negative experience there. Yes, it is up there in price, but it's character dining, and it's in the Disneyland Hotel, which is like a 5-star hotel, so you know, it's to be expected, and it's definitely worth the money in my opinion. Like, I would go there every time if I didn't have to look at my wallet. Another one that I like is Cafe Mickey. This came like kind of as a surprise to me, because I've heard so many bad things, but this was before it closed, and then it came back without characters, and now it came back with characters. So when I've experienced it for the first time was when it came back with characters. It was just opened again with characters, so it was not really known that it was opened yet with characters, so it didn't have a lot of people there yet, and I had an amazing experience. But people have gone quite like recently have also had an amazing experience, so I think it just is quite a good character dining. It is table service, and you kind of have to choose from a menu if you want to stay in your voucher limit, which can be a plus and a minus. Like me, I don't like the starters, but I don't mind for that. But especially for fussy eats and for kids, this menu, in my opinion, is quite good, because a lot of people complain because it's expensive and you kind of get, you know, standard food because it's pizza, pasta, but you also can get steak with fries. But you know what I mean? It's not like up there, like very expensive food. It's not. But at least most people will like this food and will eat it. So like, especially with kids, this fancy food they might not even eat a lot of it. So you've paid a lot of it, but they're not gonna eat it, if you know what I mean. So in this case, they at least eat their food. I loved the main there. Like I had a pizza, but it was quite good. It's not the best pizza I've ever ate, but for the experience I heard from other people, I really enjoyed it. And then my dessert was also amazing. So, you know, I really enjoyed it. I think it's worth the money again, because you get to meet Minnie and Mickey for sure. And I don't know if it's always the same character. If it's not, I think we had Pluto and Eeyore as well. And then Tigger, I think that was it, but I'm not 100% sure. If it's them all the time, then you will get to meet them. And yes, the character interaction was amazing as well. Like, they took their time. Mickey kind of forgot us, but we told a character attendance, and then Mickey came back to us, and he spent like a good amount of time with us. So, you know, if something like that happens, just go to a cast member and explain the situation. They will do their best to make your experience how it should be. So yeah, Cafe Mickey is definitely one of my favourites, actually. Then we go to Plaza Gardens, which is also a favourite of mine. I love it for breakfast. I love it for lunch and dinner. I think it is just a good buffet. It's probably the best standard option buffet, which means that it's not that expensive, so it won't break the bank. Lot of choice again. Like, I'm a fussy eater, I can find plenty of food options, and it also changes. So if you would go twice or 3 times in your trip, you probably still will get to experience like a few different things, because they switch it up a little bit, which I also like. As I said, the breakfast is great there as well. With the characters, you get to meet 6 of them. It's a little bit more rushed than the other character experiences, if I can be honest, but it's still good because it's also kind of less money that you pay. So, and the breakfast buffet itself is huge, and you have so much choice. Like, you can compare it with the Disneyland hotel, where you don't get characters if you're just in a normal invention setting. You are where you get Castle Club, but you're not where you just get the normal breakfast. And I think that is like around 34-35 euros just for the breakfast. So if you're gonna see what Plaza Gardens will cost you, and you get 6 characters in there, I mean, that's just an amazing deal. Plaza Gardens is just for sure my favourite buffet option if you are on the standard meal plan. Then another one is Silver Spur Steakhouse. I just want to go here because I love steaks, honestly. But it was just very good. Honestly, I've not done the steakhouse in the village, but I've done Ratatouille. I mean, Cher-Ami, and I've done Silver Spur Steakhouse. I've always heard a lot of people saying that the best steak they ever had on Disney property is the one in Cher-Ami. For me, it was not. Maybe we had a less experience, which I think we kind of had. So I really want to try it again. But for me, Silver Spur Steakhouse, the steak was so good. The sauce, like the pepper sauce, was amazing. The fries were good. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it again. Like, the dessert was very good there as well. And I think it's a restaurant that everyone is going to find something, like a fussy eater like me, kids. And my other one is Cape Cod. If I had to choose a plus kind of buffet option from the hotels or just in general, I would always have said New York's Parkside Diner, I think it was. But of course, it's closed now, so I can't recommend it. It would be stupid because you can't go there. And when it opens, I don't know if it's going to be the same. The same kind of foods they serve. So what I want to say is, now it's definitely Cape Cod. I went there only once, but the choice you have is incredible. Like, I've always avoided this because I'm not a fish eater. And of course, Newport Bay's, their restaurants, they say it's also a bit like fish based. Well, is true, like you kind of have more fish options than you have at other buffets. So in that point of view, it's true, but it's not true if you think it's only gonna be fish. No, you have meat options, you have pasta, you have so many options that if you don't like fish, you will have just enough choice as well. And I just think the location, like where you sat, is beautiful, like the restaurant itself, especially if you're close to a window or viewing the lake. I think it's a brilliant buffet for like the hotel plus option kind of thing. Then I have Planet Hollywood on my list because I've only been there once, but it actually really surprised me. Like I didn't really know what to think about it. I know some people like prefer Rainforest Cafe, but honestly I don't. I love Planet Hollywood more, like food wise, pure food wise, like taste wise and all that stuff. Basic and I get a burger and fries, but still it was such a good burger and the fries were so much fun because they're like 3 kind of different like potato shapes. I really love that, and I thought they were very tasty as well. The menu is great as well. The pricing is quite good, I think. The only like negative thing is that you can't make a reservation, you have to wait, and yeah, that kind of thing. Like what has also been the problem in my next favorite one. But in general, like the food was so good there that I've only been there once, but I really want to go back now because I really enjoyed it that much. And even though I only been there once, like just like Cape Cod and Phillipsburg Steakhouse and Cafe Mickey, actually, it did enough to me to get on my list because I know I want to go back. Then the last one is Annettes, and here you can also eat with your vouchers. Like in Planet Hollywood you can't, in Annettes you can. If you have plus vouchers you can eat there. There's like a menu, and the menu you can choose from there is maybe one of the best, honestly, for the plus, because you have so many options compared to others. And again, if you love American food like cheeseburgers, hot dogs, they also have other things, but if you love these things, like go there, it's amazing, milkshakes, you know, all this good American stuff is good there. Like the burgers are definitely a different standard than the quick service ones, and yeah, you know, I mean, it's not the Waltz hamburger, but it is quite good. Yeah, I don't actually know if I prefer the Planet Hollywood burger or if I prefer Annettes. I should actually do that like close together so I know which one I like more. But yeah, as I said, I'm someone that loves burgers. So that's probably why Planet Hollywood and Annettes makes the list. But yeah, all I can say is that it's amazing. You have so much choice. Probably everyone can eat something there unless you're like someone that, yeah, you know, has a lot of allergies. I have one friend that has like loads of allergies, and for her it's quite hard to get something there. But if you like have one allergy or maybe 2, or just are a fussy eater, I think there's something for everyone there. What I have to say is I mentioned restaurants, so I've not done counter services. I've not allowed them in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to probably make my worst or least favourite restaurant list, and then I'm also going to do a counter service one, but that probably will be one video. Just having my favourite one, like maybe top 5, I don't know, we'll see how much I have, and my least 5, and have that in one video. But for the restaurants, I found like if I was gonna put it in one video, it would be like a 30-minute video or more. If you enjoyed this video or thought it was helpful, don't forget to let me know in the comments below or give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you love Disney or if you find videos like this interesting for planning your Disneyland Paris trip. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.